Alert weather with meteorologist Rodney Harris.
And as we take a look at your Super 7-day, the temperatures will be falling throughout the course of the day today. We do have a 50% chance of showers. That 50% chance is really for right now. That rain chance will gradually go down over the next couple of hours as you get out the door this morning. So I'm going to show you the wind chill today instead of the actual temperature, because the temperatures will be falling and it will be windy. So feeling like 55 at 6 o'clock this morning, which isn't bad, Kavir, but by lunchtime today, it's feeling like 48 degrees on your skin. By 3 o'clock, you're picking up the kids from school. The wind chill is 45, and at 6 p.m., feeling like 42. So if you are headed out this evening, it will be notably colder compared to yesterday. And then on Friday morning, we're down to 36 degrees in Atlanta. That means that if you are in the suburbs or northwest of I-85 in particular, you are looking at temperatures that will be near or below freezing. Now, for Friday afternoon, it's really pleasant, 64 and sunny. And the weekend looks great, 72 and sunny on Saturday. By Sunday, we are up to 78 degrees and mostly sunny. Monday is our next best chance of rain. It looks like we'll see a 40% chance of showers very early on Monday morning, a high of 68 on Monday, and then 71 and mostly sunny on Tuesday. We're talking about this temperature drop, and that will eventually lead to a frost and at least the potential of a freeze. So to talk more about that, we'll bring in First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi.
That's right. We thought we'd be done with this, considering it is the start of spring, but here we are. We do have a frost advisory that will go into effect between 2 and 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's for Atlanta and areas south, west, and north Georgia under a freeze warning. So if you're already starting to grow some of your crops, of course, or if you have sensitive plants outside, you're going to want to make sure to cover those tonight, or they could sustain damage with those dropping temperatures. Let's take you to the roadways now.